A dystopian world is one with a generally bad and unfair society that suffers a lot. We see this trope used a lot in movies and TV shows, such as Hunger Games, Divergent, Interstellar. These are all set in the future, however. A common misconception is that a dystopian world can only exist in the future. While we do often associate dystopia with advanced technology, slavery, and rebellion, that isn't always required. There are many stories that feature all themes of dystopia but are set in the present. The stories set in the future can be interpreted as warnings of what we might become, but the ones set in the present are a critique of what we already are. If we look at Mr. Robot, for example, we see a very prevalent topic is the consumerist neoliberal society of the USA.
What is it about society that disappoints you so much?
Oh, I don't know. Is it that we collectively thought Steve Jobs was a great man, even when we knew he made billions off the backs of children? Or maybe it's that it feels like all our heroes are counterfeit. The world itself's just one big hoax.
The main protagonist, Elliot, also shows us on many occasions how easy it is to hack people. The hacking in Mr. Robot has generally been confirmed to be realistic by the hacking community, and that thought is quite scary. Someone with a bad intention could bring down someone else's entire life. But what about someone whose life was predetermined from the start? The students in Never Let Me Go never had a chance to change anything. They were always, no matter what, going to donate their vital organs and die. But then again, how much control do we have over our lives in our world? Sure, in the Western world, a lot of people can go to school, make a name for themselves, etc. But if we look to less fortunate places, things aren't so good. Some destinies are just impossible to escape. Never Let Me Go tackles the fragility of life. We are all going to die. That is a common fate everyone has, no matter what kind of a world we live in. And that is why life is to be treasured. These students, just like people from poor countries, are not treated the same as everyone who was fortunate enough to not be born for exploitation.
It's not easy, is it? Growing up without a childhood. I was brought up in an institution. My room was a cell, really.
The original British Utopia features a powerful shadow organization known as the Network. It has a lot of information, and with information comes power. I'll try not to spoil too much, but the Network has a brutal plan of how to save humanity. It claims that humanity is the ultimate evil and that we cannot be allowed to continue going on like this.
You know the person who had the greatest positive impact on the environment of this planet? Genghis Khan, because he massacred 40 million people.
At some point, a character even compares humans to malaria, implying that we're like mosquitoes draining the earth of what it has with no care for what disease we might inflict on it. They claim we'll all massacre each other once we've drained the earth of the resources it has. It is their vision of our seemingly inescapable future.
Hello, friend. Hello, friend. That's lame. Maybe I should give you a name.
Exciting time in the world right now. Exciting time.
Before you're old, you will start to donate your vital organs. That's what you're created to do. And sometime around your third or fourth donation, your short life will be complete.
The world's full of love. Billions of people loving billions of others. All that love will turn to dust when our resources die. I've seen what people are capable of when they feel they're losing everything. Look around. Do you really think we're so far from that?
Tell me, why didn't God help my innocent friend who died for no reason, while the guilty roam free? Okay, fine. Forget the one-offs. How about the countless wars declared in his name? Okay, fine. Let's skip the random meaningless murder for a a second, shall we? How about the racist, sexist, phobia soup we've all been drowning in because of him?
I'll tell you what, let's just get solar panels. Recycle our paper. Let's just go to bottle banks.
You sound like Lex.
Lex was right. Your problem is that you want to think that the world is nice, that we can all just get along, cooperate. When the f*** have we ever done that?
Food prices in the U.S. soared to record heights in February 2022. Global food prices also followed suit, posting a 20.7% increase compared to last year.
The sun throws a certain amount of energy onto this planet. We turn it into food, clothing, shelter, etc. It supports an amount of us, and it took 30,000 years for that amount to become 1 billion. Then we found a way to use ancient sunlight trapped in oil and coal. We started to live off that. What happened? In just 130 years, our population doubled. The next billion took 30 years. The fourth billion has taken just 14. So here's the question. What do you think is going to happen when that oil and coal runs out in, say, 100 years? When there's 10 billion living on a planet that can support only one?
I think we're going to tear each other to shreds.
At last, someone with an ounce of fucking brain. Malaria? The only disease that needs curing is us.
Come on, then.